Hello everyone, I'm excited to introduce to you the new sermon series we'll be kicking off this Sunday, September 18th at 10:45 a.m. on the book of Nehemiah that we are calling Rebuild. For almost 70 years, the people of the southern kingdom of Israel, called Judah, have been in exile in Babylon. But a new day has dawned. Babylon has been defeated by the Persians, and the Persian kings have been allowing these exiled Jews to return back to their homeland. Slowly, over years and decades, more and more exiled Jews make their way back to Israel and back to their capital city of Jerusalem. The city and the temple is in ruins. First, the temple is rebuilt, but much of the city and the city walls continues to lie in heaps of rubble. This is where Nehemiah comes into the picture. Nehemiah, a Jew, is a trusted servant of the current Persian king, and Nehemiah asked permission to return to Jerusalem to lead the people in rebuilding the city walls. And the king grants Nehemiah's request. And so the book of Nehemiah is all about the trials, tribulations, and successes that Nehemiah faces as he rallies the people together to work as a team to rebuild the broken down walls of the city. It's about the opposition he faces, the struggles he has, getting everyone to work together, and about a people who, in the midst of the work and the challenges, not only find community and common ground, but also find God who empowers them to rebuild and restore the ruined city. The past few years have not been kind to society or to the church. Many of us emerged from our COVID isolation only to discover we are more fractured, more divided, more broken than any of us even 3 years ago would have imagined. Some of us came back to church and discovered that a lot had changed. Some of us watched the news and can hardly believe this is the world we now live in. And yet, in the midst of all of this, God is stirring, and He is calling His church to be actively engaged in rebuilding the broken down walls in the church and in our world. God's Spirit is moving, calling people to prayer, to humility before Him, to feed on His Word, to sincere worship, and to radical love. We are in a season of rebuilding. What is rebuilt may not look exactly like what was torn down, but we can trust that God has good plans for our church if we humble ourselves before Him and seek His face. The book of Nehemiah is going to help us as a guide as we come alongside of God and His work in this world and are used by Him to rebuild from the ashes and the ruins. I hope you join me on this journey each Sunday starting September 18th.